Right. So let's start with this lecture. Now, actually, I want to discuss a new topic. Right. So in that, I have planned like today we will complete this electric flux density. Right. So most of you might have heard the word electric flux density, right? But many of the time we don't understand what is the use of that and why if one parameter is already in place like electric field intensity, why this electric flux density is defined, right? So just to put a more clarity on this. Yes. Just a minute. Right. So what I was talking about, electric field intensity, right? So in electric field intensity, you have, let's say, a point charge somewhere here, and you are finding electric field intensity at this point. So let us assume Q. This is test charge, or you can say P. Test charge P. Now, for this case, you can easily define electric field intensity. Electric field intensity is written like this: E bar is equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught R square A bar R. Right. So this will give you the total knowledge of total electric field at point P. Right. So sometimes you may ask this question like if electric field is already there, if electric field, this is the property of that field. If it is defined, if it is well defined, what is the need of then other parameters like D? Right. So D is the electric flux density. I'll come to this D later on, but let us understand what is the need first. So whenever I talk about electric field intensity, you just observe the equation of electric field intensity, which I have mentioned here. E bar is equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught R square A bar R, right? And in that specifically, you just observe this term, epsilon naught. What is epsilon naught? Epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space, right? So we have assumed the medium between this is free space. We have assumed it as a free space, and for free space, epsilon naught is the permittivity. For free space, epsilon naught is the permittivity, and its value is, we know that 8.854 into 10 raised to minus 12, or it can be 10 raised to minus 9 upon 36 pi, right? And what is the unit? Unit of this is farad per meter, right? That simply means, just a minute, how many are joined? 32. Okay. So here you can simply say that whenever we are talking about electric field intensity, it is totally depends upon the medium. Electric field intensity is completely depends upon the medium. If medium is changed, electric field intensity would be changed. I can say electric field intensity is depends on the medium. This is very important aspect. Keep it in mind. When I say it depends upon the medium, it simply means that any change in the medium would result in variation in electric field. म्हणजेच काय, जर मीडियम 2 पॉइंट मधलं जर मीडियम बदललं तर त्याच्यामधली इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इंटेन्सिटी चेंज होईल. अँड दॅट इज व्हॉट नॉन डिझायरेबल थिंग. इट शुड नॉट हॅपन. नो, your electric field, because it depends on charge and it depends on distance that we have already studied, but it should not change with medium. This is our expectation. So you want to find electric field quantity. You want the electric quantity. Let me write it in bracket. I want the quantity. I want a quantity which is medium independent. I want a quantity which has to be a medium independent. When I say medium independent, when we say medium independent, meaning of that, its value will not change. Its value will not change if medium between the points is changed. Medium between the points is changed. समजलं मी काय म्हणतोय? So one such parameter they have used and they have devised here is electric flux density. This is the parameter we use, which use as a medium independent quantity. म्हणजे ह्याची व्हॅल्यू मीडियम वरती डिपेंड असणार नाही. समजताय? Shall we proceed to understand this in more in detail? At least someone should respond, no? Shall we proceed? Shall we discuss electric flux density?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here we go. If you want, you can take a note of this thing. Electric flux density. Write down heading electric flux density. Very important concept. Electric flux density. Electric flux density is denoted by a letter, capital letter d bar. It's a vector quantity. It's a vector quantity. Direction, its direction is same as that of E bar. म्हणजे इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इंटेन्सिटीची जी डायरेक्शन असेल त्याच डायरेक्शनला इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स डेन्सिटी सुद्धा असणार आहे. नंबर 3, इंडिपेंडंट ऑफ मीडियम. Right? So 3 points I have specified here. Now let us understand what exactly the electric flux density is. So the importance I have made you clear about it. So this newly defined vector quantity, that is d bar, at any point is called as the electric flux density. Sometimes it is also called as a flux density, electric flux density. In short, we call it as flux density, or you can also call it as a displacement flux. These are all other names I have mentioned here. Now let me write here fourth point as unit. Unit of this is coulombs per meter square. Coulombs per meter square. So this is the unit of electric flux density. So it is a vector quantity, as I said, having the same direction as that of electric field intensity vector. At any point you can check that. So now now it's a time to define it mathematically. It's a But before that, electric flux density, let us try to understand that. Suppose you are having a point charge somewhere here, let's say Q. So when I say it's a point charge, the polarity on the charge will define the lines of force and its direction. So the number of lines of force will be moving radially outward if it's a positive, right? And we know that if you are saying this has an electric field, at a longer distance, you will find all the lines of forces, they are traveling in a parallel fashion. If this distance is long, then let me in fact show it. It's at larger distance. Okay, that's fine. See, this is a point charge. This is a point charge, and the polarity on that is positive. So the lines of force would be moving radially outward. So at the longer distance from this point charge, all those lines of forces will be moving in this fashion. They will look like they are moving parallel to each other. These are lines of forces coming from this point charge. And I want to find the electric flux density. In that case, you have to select a small surface area, and let's say this is A. And you have to identify the number of lines of forces passing through that surface. And that will give you the density. Flux density is equal to flux is equal to, let's say, number of lines of flux, or you can simply say it's flux. It's a flux divided by area. Flux divided by area. So this is the usual definition we can use for any purpose, but mathematically. I want a mathematical definition of electric flux density, and for that I can use the relation between electric flux density and electric field intensity. So here I can write relation between electric field intensity E bar and electric flux density D bar. E bar and D bar. So this is the relation. D bar is equal to epsilon naught E bar. This is the relation between D bar and E bar. See, let me write here equation number 1, and also we have what is the formula for electric field intensity due to point charge? It's E bar equal to, can anyone tell? Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught R square A bar R. R square A bar R. So let us write here as a equation number 2. So put value of E bar from इक्वेशन 2 इंटू इक्वेशन 1. बरोबर आहे ना. आता इक्वेशन 2 ची व्हॅल्यू आपण इक्वेशन 1 मध्ये लिहिल्यानंतर काय भेटेल आपल्याला या ठिकाणी, डी बार इज इक्वल टू epsilon naught q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square a bar r. So this epsilon naught gets cancelled. Finally, what we get here is q upon 4 pi r square a bar r. So this is the final expression for electric flux density. This is the final expression for electric flux density. D bar is equal to q upon 4 pi r square a bar r. Unit is coulombs per meter square. Is it clear? Is it clear? You understood this? Any doubt? Any doubt so far?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. बघा, मी फक्त इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इंटेन्सिटीचा फॉर्म्युला वापरला आणि त्याच्यामध्ये हे इक्वेशन नंबर 1 जे आहे, दॅट इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन ई बार अँड डी बार. आता मी एक पॉइंट इथं लिहिला होता, इट इज इंडिपेंडंट ऑफ मीडियम. तसं का लिहिलं होतं तर कारण सांगतो. इफ यू कम्पेअर दिस फायनल इक्वेशन, सो यू कॅन से दिस इज फायनल इक्वेशन, right? So if you compare this equation, you will not find epsilon naught term. या इक्वेशन मध्ये epsilon naught ही टर्म नाही, म्हणजे मीडियम डिपेंडंट जी टर्म होती, now it is not there in the equation. So simply that means your electric flux density is independent of medium, and that is what I have mentioned here in point number 3. Why? Because epsilon naught term is absent. Epsilon naught term is absent in this equation. आता मला एक माहित झालं की इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इंटेन्सिटी 0.4 साठी असेल तर काय फॉर्म्युला आहे आणि इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स डेन्सिटी असेल तर काय फॉर्म्युला आहे. आता मी हे कंपॅरिझन मध्ये शिकतो. कंपॅरिझन मध्ये कसं सांगता येईल हे, पॉइंट फॉर्म साठी आपण आत्ताच लिहिलेलं आहे, तरी पण मी एकदा एक काइंड ऑफ रिव्हिजन म्हणून, ठीक आहे. या ठिकाणी पॉइंट फॉर्म हा असेल लाईन चार्ज आणि इकडे आपण सरफेस चार्ज करूया, ठीक आहे. सो फॉर पॉइंट चार्ज, electric flux density here what I'll write, number 1, due to point charge, right, electric flux density is denoted by d bar, right, due to point charge. So what I'll start, how I will start, we have equation for electric field intensity due to point charge. What is that? E bar is equal to, just now I have written, E bar is equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught R square A bar R, right? So this is what we have written just now. But we know D bar is equal to epsilon naught E bar, and from that I have written D bar, किंवा तुम्ही काय म्हणता, पॉइंट फॉर्म मुळे जर असेल तर त्याला डीपी बार म्हणता ना, हा झाला ईपी, हा झाला डीपी बार. इट इज इक्वल टू Q upon, just now we have came to this conclusion, 4 pi R square A bar R. Unit of this is Coulomb's law per meter. आत्ताच मी आधीच्या स्लाइड मध्ये हेच लिहिलं होतं. Same thing I have written on the board now. Once again, we will write the equation for electric field intensity because of now it will be due to, can anyone guess?
Line charge.
Correct. So here it will be due to infinite line charge. Right. So what is the equation? EL bar. EL bar is equal to, we have this, right? EL bar is equal to rho L upon 2 pi epsilon naught, then R A bar. Correct. So this is the electric field. But again, we can use the equation relation between D bar and E bar. D bar is equal to epsilon naught E bar, and hence DL bar. See how I'm defining new terminologies here. Here DL bar. DL bar means electric flux density. DL bar is nothing but electric flux density due to infinite line charge. It is equal to rho L upon 2 pi. It is medium independent quantity, so epsilon naught will not be there. R A bar R. Unit of this is again same, coulombs per meter square. Sorry, I have written only meter here. Okay, so this is the formula. Any doubt here up till now?
No, sir.
Okay. Next. Number 3. It's due to surface charge. Due to surface charge. So we have what we have. We have electric field intensity due to surface charge, ES bar. ES bar is equal to rho S upon 2 epsilon naught A bar N, right? But we have this relation, D bar is equal to epsilon naught E bar, right? Hence I can write DS bar. DS bar is the electric flux density due to surface charge. It is equal to rho S upon 2 A bar N. Unit of this is again coulombs per meter square. So this is the equation. समजतं इथपर्यंत? आता एकदा क्वेश्चन विचारला होता, तर तो त्याच्यामध्ये काय विचारलं होतं? लेट मी राइट हियर in place of explaining that. What was the question? Question was derive an expression for electric flux density due to infinite surface charge, or you can say sheet charge, and the weightage of this is 8 marks. Weightage of this is 8 marks. So what do you think? What things are expected in this question? This was asked for 8 mark. This was asked for 8 mark. And what do you think? What is expected in this question? बघा आत्ताच आपण इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स डेन्सिटी ड्यू टू इन्फायनाइट सरफेस चार्ज फाइंड आउट केलेला आहे. म्हणजे तुम्हाला माहित आहे की तुमचं आन्सर जे आहे, यू नो दॅट इट वुड बी दिस वन. युअर आन्सर वुड बी दिस वन. हे तुमचं आन्सर असणार आहे. बरोबर आहे ना? बरोबर आहे ना?
Yes.
हा. बट ह्याच्यामध्ये जे वापरलेलं इक्वेशन आहे, which one? This one.
E bar S.
E bar S. This equation is not a standard formula or not a rule or not a theorem. We have derived it by using our own assumptions. We have derived it, right? So hence, if you want to answer this question, you should start from this point on. So first, so I'm talking about answer. I'm talking about answer. Derive ES bar. दूसरा, use relation between E bar and D bar. And third, write, or you can say find D bar, find D bar, DS bar. समजतंय काय करायचंय तुम्हाला? जे आपण कालच्या लेक्चर मध्ये परवाच्या हे पूर्ण डिराइव्ह केलं होतं ρs अपॉन 2 एप्सिलॉन नॉट, ते पूर्ण ऍज इट इज डिराइव्ह करत आणायचं. ते पूर्ण डिराइव्ह करायचं आणि त्यानंतर हे लिहायचं बट डी बार इज इक्वल टू जे काही इथं लिहिलेलं आहे दिस वन. बट डी बार इज इक्वल टू एप्सिलॉन नॉट ई बार आणि म्हणून दिस इज द value of ds bar. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what was the example that we have seen in the last lecture in the morning session? Let me check. Okay, got it. Visible?
Yes.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is written there? Find electric field intensity E bar at origin if the following charge distributions are present. Point charge म्हटलेला आहे तुम्हाला तिथं 12 नॅनोकुलॉम at P in bracket 2,0,6. त्यानंतर युनिफॉर्म लाईन चार्ज. ठीक आहे. याच्यामध्ये फक्त मी चेंज एवढाच करतो की ह्या डी बारच्या ऐवजी जस्ट अ मिनिट Instead of this E bar, you have to calculate D bar. Instead of E bar, you have to calculate D bar. Do you understand the problem? तीनही चार्ज कॉन्फिगरेशन्स ऍज इट इज राहतील. फक्त ह्या ई बारच्या ऐवजी तुम्हाला काय कॅल्क्युलेट करायचं आहे? ई बारच्या ऐवजी काय कॅल्क्युलेट करायचं आहे?
D bar.
डी बार. करेक्ट. बघू कोण सगळ्यात आधी कॅल्क्युलेट करून दाखवत आहे. फक्त फॉर्म्युला ईपी च्या ऐवजी डीपी चा वापरायचा, ईएल च्या ऐवजी डीएल चा वापरायचा आणि ईएस च्या ऐवजी डीएस चा वापरायचा. फोर, रोल नंबर 4. रोल नंबर 12 सोनाली काटे. तुम्ही काय केलेलं आहे? टीवाय तुमचं रिनेम करा. बघा टीवाय नंतर स्पेस दिलाय त्यामुळे तुमचा नंबरच दिसत नाही सिक्वेन्स मध्ये. म्हणजे रोल नंबर 11 नंतर तुमचा रोल नंबर 12 दिसायला पाहिजे ना, तो दिसतच नाही. अकरा नंतर डायरेक्ट 13 येतो. टीवाय 14, 15, 16. हाँ, रोल नंबर 26, 26, रोल नंबर 29, 29, 32, 32, 36, 36, 38, 40, 41, 42, 42 is present, I guess. 43, 45, 46, 'Anyone got the answer? Anybody got the answer? एनीवन गॉट द आन्सर? बघा मी काय म्हटलेलं, जो कोणी मला फास्टेस्ट आन्सर काढून दाखवेल. इथं जर फास्टेस्ट आन्सर काढायचं झालं, हाऊ यू कॅन डू दॅट?
Sir, just we have to multiply that EP value with epsilon naught.
ईपी ला तर मल्टिप्लाय करायची काय गरज आहे इथं? जस्ट मिनिट हा. जे फायनल आन्सर आलेलं आहे मीन्स दिस वन. आय डोंट नो तुम्हाला दिसतंय का? जस्ट मिनिट. हे बघा, ही फायनल व्हॅल्यू तुम्हाला भेटलेली आहे ईपी बार प्लस EL बार प्लस ES बार करून. ठीक आहे. आणि तुम्हाला जर डी बार ऍट ओरिजिन काढायचा होता तर या व्हॅल्यूला तुम्ही डायरेक्ट मल्टिप्लाय करायचं एप्सिलॉन नॉटनी, तुम्हाला फायनल आन्सर भेटून जाईल. ठीक आहे. हे फास्टेस्ट वे झाला, बट यू हॅव टू डिसाइड बेस्ड ऑन द वेटेज. जर हे 2 मार्काला किंवा 3 मार्काला असतं तर तुम्ही असं केलं असतं, पण हा जर क्वेश्चन 8 मार्काला विचारला असेल तर तुम्ही शॉर्टकट नाही वापरायचा. इन प्लेस ऑफ ई बार तुम्ही सगळे इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स डेन्सिटीचे फॉर्म्युले वापरून हे सगळं सॉल्व्ह करायचं बेस्ड ऑन वेटेज. वेटेज जसं असेल त्या पद्धतीने तुम्हाला तो डिसिजन घ्यावा लागेल. जास्त मार्कांसाठी असेल तर शॉर्टकट घ्यायचा नाही, कमी मार्कांसाठी असेल तर शॉर्टकट घेतला तर चालेल. इज दॅट क्लिअर?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so write down next heading, very, very important, Gauss's law. So the heading. Yes. Gauss's law. Very, very important fact about electric field. Now, before I proceed further to tell you about this Gauss's law, let me write the statement of Gauss's law. So what is the statement of Gauss's law? It's a electric field passing through any closed surface. Let me write here, electric field passing through any closed surface, passing through any closed surface is equal to the total charge enclosed by that surface, is equal to the total charge enclosed by that surface, This is the law. Now let me try to elaborate more on this and then we will go for proof. What is mentioned here? Total electric field passing through any closed surface. म्हणजेच काय, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड म्हणा किंवा इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड लाईन्स म्हणा किंवा in more sophisticated language I should say here electric flux. Total electric flux म्हणजेच flux lines, electric field lines. Total electric flux passing through any closed surface is equal to total charge enclosed by that surface. Now let us assume, diagrammatically I will try to explain. let's have this charge Q. If it's a positive charge, what will happen? Can anyone tell? What about the radial lines of force? Radially moving inward or outward? If it's a positive charge, how the lines of force?
Outward, sir.
Yes. So the lines of force will move radially outward. Right? So this way I can draw lines of forces. Let me quickly draw the direction also. These are the lines of forces. Now what I just have written here as a Gauss's law, electric flux passing through any closed surface is equal to the total charge enclosed by that surface. Now what I will do here is, just to understand, I will consider only one charge and I will enclose that charge within a closed surface. So let me have this random surface. Let me have this random surface and let us enclose that surface so that it will encompass a complete charge. So I have enclosed this charge. So I have encompassed this charge. And now here, how many number of lines of force will cross the surface, closed surface? That we are talking about. So total number of lines of force crossing this surface is denoted by psi. That is what? Flux lines. Flux lines crossing the surface, crossing the closed surface. Then Q. Q is what? Q is the charge enclosed by that surface. Or you can say total charge enclosed by the surface. So what does this Gauss's law mathematically says that? Mathematically, what it says mathematically, psi is equal to Q. This is psi is equal to Q. This is what Gauss's law is. I hope you understand the law at least. We have not gone for derivation. We will do it, but at least I think you understood this as a Gauss's law. Shall we proceed for proof?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me write here proof. And we have some assumptions also. So the assumptions are now here for this case. What are the assumptions? Assumptions are like about flux density, right? So flux density means what? Can anyone tell? Flux density is, just few minutes ago I told you the definition. Flux density is equal to flux divided by area, right? So that simply means when I say flux, when I write here flux, it is equal to flux density density into area. Flux density into area. Right? Now, if I write this, what other things we can write? Here I can write, let's say, flux. Flux is nothing but psi, right? Psi is equal to flux density. What do you mean by flux density? Flux density is D. Flux density is D bar into area. Now here, what we will do, we will talk about a differential flux. We will talk about differential flux. So for a moment, let us assume this differential area dA. Whatever lines of force are coming out of this area, for them we can write d bar. This is the d psi, total flux lines coming out from that area. So d psi is equal to d bar dot ds. Sorry, in place of dA, what I'll use dA. हा झाला एरिया. ठीक आहे, ds डिफरन्शियल सरफेस. म्हणजे मी टोटल फ्लक्स काढण्याऐवजी डिफरन्शियल फ्लक्स काढला, ds. ठीक आहे. जर मला टोटल फ्लक्स काढायचा असेल, टोटल फ्लक्स म्हणजे पूर्ण त्या सरफेस मधून, म्हणजे हा जो पूर्ण सरफेस आहे याच्यामधून जे लाइन्स ऑफ फोर्सेस क्रॉस होणार आहेत, तो जर टोटल साय काढायचा असेल तर मला काय करावं लागेल? आय हॅव टू इंटिग्रेट दिस. p psi is equal to integration. This has to be a surface integral. So what I'll write here? S, surface integral, and it is a closed surface integral. Closed surface integral of d bar dot ds bar. D bar dot ds, you can say. Right? Now I hope you understood what is required here. What is required here means, let me write here ds bar. Now let's say this is equation number 1. Equation number 1. Now on a LHS, whatever thing is there, that is psi, we have to find whether it is equal to Q or not, because this is the law, and we have to verify it whatever on the right hand side, whether it is equating to Q or not. So this is equation 1. So let me take a new page. What is written just now? I have written here psi is equal to integration, this is closed surface integral, d bar dot ds bar. D bar dot ds bar. Okay. Now we have just now defined. We have just now defined this d bar. D bar is equal to, can anyone tell? Q upon 4 pi epsilon nahi, फक्त r square a bar r. Getting it? And what is the value of ds bar? ds bar कोणत्या केस साठी हे लक्षात घ्या. We are talking about cylindrical coordinate system. म्हणजे तो चार्ज ज्या ठिकाणी आहे त्या ठिकाणहून प्रत्येक दिशेला इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड लाइन्स फ्लो होतात, त्यामुळे आपल्याला स्फेरिकल कोऑर्डिनेट सिस्टीम अज्युम करावी लागणार आहे. त्यामध्ये सुद्धा जो तो एरिया आहे म्हणजे ds बार, जसं आता मी सांगितलेलं या ठिकाणी, हा तुमचा पॉइंट चार्ज आहे, इकडून सगळ्या लाइन्स ऑफ फोर्स फ्लो होत आहेत, आणि जो आउटर एरिया आपण चूज केलेला आहे त्या आउटर एरियासाठी हा जो एरिया या ठिकाणी सिलेक्ट केलेला आहे छोटासा, त्याला म्हटलंय आपण ds बार. ह्यातनं जाणाऱ्या लाइन्स ऑफ फोर्स साठी आपण इक्वेशन लिहितो आता. हे जे लाइन्स ऑफ फोर्स किंवा हा जो ds बार आहे याच त्या पॉइंट चार्ज पासूनचं असणारं डिस्टन्स म्हणजे रेडियस ही कॉन्स्टंट असणार आहे. समजतंय? म्हणजेच काय, I have defined the coordinate system and I have defined which parameter would be constant. So ds bar for spherical coordinate system where r is constant. R is constant. If you can remember, you can tell. Otherwise, see, it would be r square sine theta, r square sine theta d theta d phi a bar r. What I said, r constant. बघा, तुम्हाला ह्या इक्वेशन मधल्या दोन्ही व्हॅल्यूज सापडल्या. In this equation, you have to put the value of d bar and you have to put the value of ds bar. Okay, so let us put both the values. So what we will get on the left hand side, psi, it is equal to, since it is surface integral, it would be double integration with respect to theta and phi. Phi ची range जी आहे, it will be 0 to 2 pi, that we have known already, and value of theta, it will be from 0 to pi. Right? Now let us put all the remaining values. Q upon 4 pi r square, 4 pi r square, a bar r dot. Now this r square, in place of r square, I will write capital R square, because for this case, this r and this r is same. R square sine theta d theta d phi a bar r. This r square gets cancelled. So I can write here, this is 0 to pi, 0 to 2 pi, q upon 4 pi, r square gets cancelled, a bar r dot a bar r. What is the value? I told you this earlier, property a bar r dot a bar r. If you are taking dot product of same vector, then it would result in, its value is 1. Yes. So we have this a bar r dot a bar r. Answer is 1. So here I can directly write sine theta d theta d phi. Sine theta d theta d phi. समजतं इथपर्यंत?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you can take this q upon 4 pi outside, since it's constant. So psi is equal to q upon 4 pi. This would be outside. Then here you can write minus cos theta, because sine theta, you are talking about integration of sine theta. So it would be minus cos theta 0 to pi. And here what I can write, phi. Yes, 0 to 2 pi. Right, so this is going to be equal to q upon 4 pi. What is the answer? You calculate, it would be 2. And what is the answer of this? It would be 2 pi. So this gets cancelled. Here you can write 4 pi gets cancelled with 2 and 2 pi. The remaining things. What is remaining? Q. Yes. So psi is equal to q. This is what I wanted to prove. Right. So let us stop here for today. You can leave the class.
So
Yes.
can you show this previous slide?
Previous slide. Okay,
Yeah.
wait. For that, I guess I have to stop sharing of this slide. Huh? Just a minute, I will share. Right. Yes, others can leave. If somebody want to write some notes, I can share. This one you wanted to note?
Yes, sir. This one.
Okay. Yes, others can leave the class. Others can join the next lecture.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.